let's talk about internet addiction, and that's the overarching tent of this, okay? But on the internet, I want to encompass in this. I want to talk about pornography. I want to talk about social media, and well, I was going to say video games, but that can be its own thing. Let's just talk about like social media, pornography, and anything else that kind of falls into that category. How can you be an addict to Facebook?
Yes, that's to me more fuzzy.
Mm-hmm.
Pornography to me is easy. It's a real kind of a black and white issue.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit more.
Well, I mean, the time that we are living in with our technology is unprecedented when it comes to the amount of pornography that's available to people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we were kids, it was like the Playboy in your uncle's box or something like that. It wasn't this like access to
instantly
everything that's ever been made all at once. And I think that has real consequences, especially for young people, for adolescents, because those are the ones that are going to be the most curious
when their brains are forming.
Right. So this might be 11 years old, 12 years old, or earlier. And now they're being inundated with images of sex. They're getting an idea about what sex is by watching these videos. And I don't know. I can't sit here and say that I know what the impact is on culture, but I think it's going to be far-reaching and more than just in relationships with people.
Isn't that crazy how when technology gets better and better, it's so much can be used for good and so much can be used for bad.
It is.
I mean, it just spreads out. It's crazy how that happens.
We have this dual thing where we like to watch stuff that appeals to our base nature. Mm-hmm. And we all do it. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what clickbait is. But then we also use it for good because there's a lot of good things, obviously, about having an instant access to information.
News or information.
Anything,
yeah,
just about anything that there is.
Yeah.
Pornography addiction, though, very, very real. I think that it is a epidemic that is silent because people are embarrassed to talk about it.
Yeah.
Men feel ashamed about it, and women too, but I think it's probably mostly men because we're so visual in nature. But yeah, it definitely meets the criteria for an addiction. It's compulsive. People look at porn in situations where it can get them in trouble. It can erode their relationships with their with significant other.
Does the behavior can it negatively affect daily life?
Yeah.
Yeah. Responsibilities and relationships?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can it be used to manage unwanted emotions?
Yeah.
Sure.
For sure. Oh, absolutely.
Would you hide it or lie to other people
100%.
about the time you spent on it?
100%.
Okay. Difficulty avoiding it?
Yes.
Irritability or restlessness, anxiety, depression when you quit doing it?
Yeah.
And do you feel compelled to continue it even when it causes you distress?
Absolutely.
Now, would you say, like, the big Tiger Woods and all that, he said he had a sex addiction and went to a rehab for that. That's a little bit different probably than a pornography addiction.
I think a porn addiction falls in the category of a sex addiction,
Yeah.
but there's different kinds of sex addiction. I do think that there can be, for some people, there can be a tolerance effect when it comes to porn, and people who are just passively looking at porn on the internet will then start to be more active, where they're actually chatting with people or doing like live webcam stuff.
Yeah.
And then now that's going to turn into, something where there's like escorts, that you're
because it takes
paying.
more and more.
So you're kind of like opening the door to more of a more risky behavior.
Yeah, deviant.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So going back to just regular like social media, Facebook, Twitter, and all that kind of stuff, you see people all the time. They're buried in their phone, and they're constantly having to be in a text group or their messenger or whatever. What is it about? Do you think I've talked about this with people before because it's interesting to me how Facebook calls them friends.
Right.
And that word is powerful.
Yes.
Because you can say you have 1,000 or 1,200 friends on Facebook. You don't have 1,000 friends in real life. Those people aren't your friends.
I wouldn't want 1,000 friends in real life.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean but I think that word hits an emotional thing in your brain. Or you get wished happy birthday by 200 people.
I think
they
that
like me.
It plays on our need to be validated. We want to get likes. I don't know if I would call social media an addiction so much as just a convenient way to get that little kick of being validated.
Right.
And also as a
self-affirmation.
As a distraction, because I think that I would like to look at like attention deficit disorder, because I think that probably all of us are starting to meet that criteria.
Oh man.
If you go and watch a cartoon made for kids in the 50s, like Snow White or something, it is like a glacial pace that movie is.
Yes.
And then watch like Minions from last year. It's like every half a second there's something happening on the screen.
Good point.
And a lot of that has to do with the internet.
And have you noticed the trends on videos are shorter?
Yeah.
Little TikToks.
And think about when we would watch TV when we were kids, we'd have to sit through commercials like crazy. And now if there's a 5-second ad on YouTube, you're just like, skip. So we have this, we're being pushed more and more to want instant information, which is not, again, it's not always something bad.
But I notice on Facebook and Instagram and all these, the things people look at aren't real life. That's the crazy thing about it. You're looking at somebody's best representation of what they put on Facebook, and people tend to go, oh, look how beautiful that vacation was. We never get to go on vacation. And the person just took a picture of their backyard, and it looked like it's Costa Rica or some, you know what I mean? It's like we compare. I notice people comparing themselves to other people and trying to put their best foot forward.
And then there's a need to like show off, this is a really kind of self-centered, like I need to show people how cool I am.
I always wonder if Albert Einstein had a cell phone and Facebook back in the day, at night would he post what he was making for dinner? I don't think so.
I doubt it.
Okay, so any experience with that?
Is that an addiction?
Yeah, that's a touchy topic.
I don't know.
But you would definitely say sex addiction and pornography is definitely can turn into an addiction.
Porn addiction more so.
And there's 12-step programs for that.
Yeah, there is. There's actually a few that are kind of at odds with each other.
Really?
Yeah, but there are 12-step fellowships for that. I don't know if there's a social media addiction anonymous. I don't know. That one where I'm a little bit like, I think it's more of just a general distraction. I mean, how many times do we pick up our phones during the day and just to look at it? And I don't know. I don't know if that counts as an addiction or not. What do you guys think? Is Facebook an addiction? Is social media, TikTok?
Yeah. Is the 12-step program step 1 move to an Amish community? I don't know what the answer to that is. But like, subscribe, share. Not that we're counting likes, and we're not addicted to people liking our channel.
It's a lie.
Anyway, thank you.